Hello, Sport fan. This is Stephen Hill for Sports Choice Plus, and I'm bringing you a very special breakdown. I'm going to be covering the top 7 teams that absolutely need to get it right in this year's NFL draft. Before I get right into it, I want to make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel so you can get all the updates each and every time we have breakdowns here at Sports Choice Plus. Without further ado, let's get right into this mix. When you're looking directly at the NFL, these teams, these 7 teams that I'm about to name, need to absolutely get it right. If they don't get it right, you could look at players changing teams. You could look at coaches losing their jobs. It's a number of things that can happen, but this is the most hot seat as far as this goes, where you just absolutely get it right. Coming in at number 7, you have the Jacksonville Jaguars. When you look at 10 picks, they got a brand new coaching staff. You don't know what's going to happen in Jacksonville, but you do know one thing. Trevor Lawrence is going there. They're going to have to knock out this draft and surround this guy with good talent. 10 picks is a lot of picks, and I think that they're going to have to make sure they do the right thing and build this team the right way. When you look at a team that's young, that's talented, it has some pieces on it now, you have to make the right roster moves. You have to bring in the right free agents that are good veterans that are going to help your young guys grow. But most importantly, you want to make sure the Jaguars have space to grow and expand. They're at number 7. They have a plethora of picks, so I think it's definitely something they have to look out for. But when you're looking at this team overall on paper, this team has a lot of room for veterans, a lot of room to grow as well. So coming in number 6, you're looking at the Philadelphia Eagles. Philadelphia Eagles have 11 picks coming into this draft, just having traded Carson Wentz. You're looking at where they are right now. Jalen Hurts is the quarterback for now. So you got to think, is this going to be the move in the direction for the next 5 years? I don't know. It remains to be seen, but they have 11 picks. That's a lot of picks, and they can most certainly do damage in this draft. They just have to draft smart. Defensively, they have to look at a lot of pieces, and offensively as well at the wide receiver position and also running back position. Those are going to be positions of concern if I am an Eagles fan, which I am. So it's definitely something that we have to look into. And it's very serious because you got to think the new coaching staff. You want to make sure Jalen Hurts is doing well. You want to make sure that you're received well by the Philly fans. And a great way to do that is with winning your first draft. Coming in at number 5, you're looking at the New England Patriots. New England Patriots are in an unfamiliar situation. They're coming in with 10 picks, but you're looking at the unfamiliarity of it, being that Bill Belichick has not really been on the end of this kind of situation too often. When you look at Tom Brady in Tampa winning that Super Bowl, it puts pressure on Bill now to say, okay, we got to do something. We got to be relevant. They brought back Cam Newton. You don't know how long he's going to be there. You don't know how long a lot of these guys that opted out are going to be there because they could be traded for the draft players. It's a number of things that could be done. So you don't know what Bill's mix is. You don't know what his philosophy is right now as far as what he feels on the draft players. So you just got to hold your breath. But you hope that just from the standpoint, filling in the gaps with the players that you do need doesn't take the hit. You got to look at the wide receiver position. The skill set players that they need are the wide receivers, the running backs, the tight ends. They need a little bit of everybody on that team to come around and do it. And when you look at the tight end production, one of the worst in the NFL, if not the worst, they have to get some production out of that. And number 5 fits them well because they're literally right there on the cusp of being in the top 5 as far as nearly missing, being in 4, 3, 2, or 1. So that's why they're right there, number 5. Coming in number 4, the Chicago Bears. With only 8 draft picks this year, they have to get every pick right. When you look at that offense, Mitchell Trubisky stuttered, Nick Foles stuttered. They brought in Andy Dalton, and I guess they feel like he's going to be the answer on offense. Wrong. I don't believe it. So therefore, they're going to have to draft well, draft a quarterback in this draft, and try to build around him. I know Mitchell Trubisky did not work, so this is something that you have to really realistically look at and say, what's going on here, and how do we fix it? Matt Nagy is going back to calling the offensive plays. I don't know how long it's going to last. I don't know how long it's going to work, but I believe that this is going to be the last year for Matt Nagy in Chicago as the head coach of the Chicago Bears, and I think the writing's on the wall for that one. Coming in at number 3, the New York Football Jets. When you're looking at the Jets, they have a lot of stuff that they have to fix. Almost every single position across the board except tackle on this team is pretty much covered. You're looking at the defense. So many different holes. They've given away all their talent. Now they have these plethora of picks throughout year, and they're hoping to build a team around that. Sam Darnold is in limbo right now because he doesn't know if he's going to be the starter. He doesn't know if he's going to be traded. He doesn't know if they're going to be taking a backup quarterback that's eventually going to replace him. So it's so many different things that are going on with that. You're looking at this Jets team and the promise that it had just 2 years ago. All the talented skill set players on the defensive side of the ball, the big guys up front. this could have been something special, but right now it's not. And just looking just where this team is at right now, they need to draft stars. They need to draft guys that are going to make a difference, that are going to be in the weight room, that are going to help carry this team moving forward. And that's just a big part of that. Coming in at number 2, you're looking at the San Francisco 49ers. The San Francisco 49ers right now, as we know it, are semi about to trade Jimmy Garoppolo, semi about to build around Jimmy Garoppolo. It's so many different directions that this team is going in. When you look at the 9 draft picks, being that they have been smart with their investments as far as trading up draft capital and trading around things, they've basically traded up into the top 5. And now it's just like, okay, what direction are they going? Getting Jimmy G for a first-round pick would be some compensation to recoup and try to rebuild and reship that out and try to get more picks. But you got to think Kyle Shanahan. If he has a trick up his sleeve that's going to get a big-name quarterback, I applaud him. But when you're looking at Jimmy G, he's not consistent right now, and his lack of availability hurts this 49ers team, because when you're hurt, when you're always injured, you hurt your football team. And I think the San Francisco 49ers have a win-now mode. They are literally in that window where they can get the job done. They can definitely win a championship. The defense is primed if everybody come back healthy. The offense, same thing with Kittle and company. These guys suffered a lot of season-ending injuries, and it was very, very hard on this football team. So that's why I put it to you like this. The 49ers have one of the best chances when they're healthy to win the Super Bowl. They're loaded like that back when they had Colin Kaepernick and they had literally a little bit of everybody on the team, like your Vernon Davis, your Frank Gores, your playmakers. Those are the things you had on the San Francisco 49ers. And I think that, number 2 with 9 picks, that definitely bodes for this team's needs some work. Coming in at number 1, you're looking at the Houston Texans. Amid all these things going on with Deshaun Watson, this team needs a draft. They need to draft the quarterback. They need to draft everything and get this job done right. When you're looking at the players that they have on the offensive skill set, yeah, you got David Johnson, but is he still the same David Johnson that ran for all those yards? Chances are probably no. When you're looking at just a wide receiving core, they've tried to do things here and there, but nothing has really stuck. When you look at the quarterback position, Deshaun Watson wants nothing to do with this team, and he's probably has played his last game as a Houston Texan, but they still have to trade him somewhere. They still have to release him somewhere or do something to him so he doesn't essentially just sit and rot out. But the Houston Texans are a dysfunctional group. It doesn't matter who's the coach, who's the GM, who's the vice president. It's still a lot of dysfunction going on. Everybody tries to speak. Everybody has their own voice, and no one tends to listen on the Houston Texans. So I think they're in the worst situation of anybody, because your best player is now not wanting to play for you. J.J. Watt is now gone, plays for the Arizona Cardinals. It's just a number of things that should not be happening on the Houston Texans roster, but it is. So literally, hey, these are the top 7 teams. Feel free to let me know what you think of my top 7 teams. But at number 1, the Houston Texans definitely stick out because they need everything on that team. Every single thing, including, people that fill the water bottles, people that fill the Gatorades, everything. I think they need a total rehaul of everything. So, all you NFL fans, get in the comment section. Did you hear your team? Did you not hear your team? Get in the comment section below. Definitely check out Sports Choice Plus for all the updates on the YouTube platform. And as always, thank you so very much, and we'll see you on the next video.